A Villa Rica middle schooler died after getting into a fight near a Mason Creek Middle School bus stop.
Now that young girl's attorneys are speaking out after video of that altercation went viral on social media. Atlanta News First reporter Mary Kate Hamilton is live in Douglas County. Mary Kate, the attorneys for that family of Jada West just spoke publicly for the first time today. What'd they say?
They did, and they said very plainly and very strongly that Georgia has a bullying problem and Georgia has an accountability problem. Now, while the attorneys did not announce any lawsuits today, they are calling for legal change. And as you mentioned, that video went viral. It garnered millions of views. They're calling this now a national story. And her parents say 12-year-old Jada suffered brain damage and died as a result of the fight in that video. Today, attorneys Gerald Griggs and Harry Daniels say they hope Jada's story can be a catalyst for change. According to the attorneys, West was bullied repeatedly after transferring to Mason Creek Middle School. Attorney Gerald Griggs said General Assembly is in session and lawmakers have the opportunity to look into adding some legal safeguards against bullying at schools, including things like mandated reporting to parents. He challenged lawmakers today to, quote, say Jada's name and use this tragedy to change the law.
True justice for Jada, again, would be her being here. Accountability means legal change and holding folks accountable.
Now, the attorneys added that there is an active investigation ongoing and that if they find any negligence, lawsuits could be a possibility. But again, they did not announce any lawsuits today. Douglas County Schools have previously said that this fight was not related to any on-campus activity. Now, Jada's parents were in attendance today but declined to speak. However, the attorneys say Jada was a normal 12-year-old girl and that she should have never been in this situation. For now, reporting live in Douglas County, Mary Kate Hamilton, Atlanta News First.